Hello brokers, Chris Crothers here checking in with you. It's that time of month again to recognize our Broker of the Month. And our Broker of the Month is Richard Dunbar. Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you very much. Hi guys.
And we just wanted to recognize him for several reasons. One is that he has made a point to be successful in his career, but also we realize that he's really a good team player. In our office, our staff have recognized that when he's been out there working with us, doing the retail programs, etc., that he has also been sharing those prospects with the agency that and referring it back if he does not sell that product. And so because of that, he has furthered the success of himself, but also has furthered the success of others, and we want to bring recognition to that. So congratulations, Richard. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, it's I've been with Chris now for going on 11 years, and we've been at quite a few ups and downs. We used to sell cemetery property, believe it or not, and that was a tough one. Yeah.
That's about as tough as it gets in sales.
Yes, it does. Not a lot of people want to buy cemetery stuff, so. But as far as the mall situation goes, as we all know, the mall can get pretty slow sometimes, and what I've learned to do is take a break, go up, and walk around the mall, and I'll especially look for people that I haven't seen before, or something like that, and I'll just go up and introduce myself and say, by the way, we have an insurance place around the corner there you've probably seen, but not really understood what it was all about. And then I explain to them exactly that we are brokers and we can get them any kind of insurance they need, And probably next month I'm going to close on a life insurance deal with a guy that just started a new business there. He's going to buy insurance for his mom and dad, and it's going to be about a $4,000 a year premium. So if any of you guys do sell life insurance, that's a pretty good commission.
It is.
And I would have never got it if I hadn't been at the mall. So.
Well, you also wrote your first group with us, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't it 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Someone that called in through a appliance company came into our office, or actually called in, and then met you at the mall, and then worked with you to help do their group benefits. So you did their group medical, you did the dental and vision.
Yeah, dental and vision. Yeah.
Very good.
And that was a call that it was actually 5 minutes to 7. I was getting ready to pack up and leave, and actually I had everything all packed up, and the phone rang. And of course, I'm like everybody else, I said, well, darn it. But me being me, I said, okay, I'm going to pick it up and see what's going on. And it's quite frankly, it's a small group right now, but it has a very, very good chance of being a large group in not too distant future.
Well, I think also the part I want to bring up too is that Richard never says no. He hadn't done a group case, so what he did is says, absolutely, we can help you. He calls me, and then takes me on the appointment, and we close the appointment together. Now, I did the initial close, but he's the one that actually wrapped up the group, turned it in, worked out the issues as you have to do with the group, and you did it. And so congratulations on that. So not only you're working on a life case, you did a group case recently. I know that we've had auto leads come in that you've turned over to Lisa in the agency, and she was really appreciative of that you were really looking out for everyone. But then also, even your Medicare business this year, most of your business, you don't have to give your numbers. that doesn't need to be public, but he has written quite a bit of business, and all of it is new. I think, except for maybe one, I think is what you said.
Yeah, one was a turnover, but he just didn't like the plan he was with.
Right.
But all the others have been new. And I was telling Chris earlier that I realized for some reason this year that just taking your book of business and changing plans for them isn't really cost effective for them or us either, because I mean you get basically the same amount of money in renewals or getting the full boat at once. So what I do with them, my book of business, I will call them and find out what they like or dislike about their plans, and then say, by the way, I'm sure you have friends that you told about this plan. Who can you have call me? Mm-hmm. And that's where most of this business has come from.
Question for you. We all have our seasons. We have our ups and our downs. There's times when we touch things and everything seems to fall in order, and there's times that we seem to hit a lot of walls, and it's very discouraging. So you've been in this business a while, and I've watched you knock it out of the park many a times, but I've also seen those times that you really wrestled with, what am I doing, where am I going? What do you do personally to help pull yourself out of the hole, if you will, when you're down? Because you're obviously in a positive uptick right now, and what do you do to keep yourself moving, to stay positive?
Well, quite frankly, I've got a library full of 48 different CDs that are all positive type stuff, how to increase your business, how to change your attitude around. Like before this AEB season started, I actually wrote a goal, which I know that goal writing is something that's been around for years, but very few of us really do it. But I wrote a goal out to write so much business this year, and every morning I take a look at that, and the way it's set up, you know, it's really helped. So, yeah, like Chris says, there have been many times when I get really down, things just, like everybody, yeah, things aren't going well, there you can't get, seems like you can't get anybody interested in anything you're talking about. So I go back and read one of my positive attitude books, you know, sales training books, and it's not just the raw positive stuff. There's actually guys that have the positive stuff, but they also have the nuts and bolts of what you should do to fix whatever you're doing. And the biggest thing that I've seen with, especially a lot of new agents that I see coming into our business, down to mall and stuff, they're real tentative about going out and putting themselves out there, you know. And you have to kind of get out of your comfort zone and just, you know, and there's many times that even as long as I've been doing it, I say, well, I don't know if I really want to do that, you know, but I say, well, then I better go do it, you know. And so you just make yourself do it, and I mean, the worst, I learned a long time ago, the worst they can do is just say no to you.
Right.
They're not going to hit you or shoot you. Actually, I did have a guy on Pahrump aim a gun at me one time.
Well, I don't know if we want to hear that story. Why?
No, you don't.
Was it insurance related or not?
Yeah, it was insurance related, but yeah, he didn't buy either. But right now, like I said, right now I'm closing probably close to 100%. Am I? You know,
Good.
You're right at it. But there's other times when I only close like 50 or 60%, and that's when I tell myself, well, you gotta just take. What I usually do is just take some time and go home and start thinking about what I've been doing. And usually it's I realize that I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, you know. And you just be careful about what you say to people. Say it to them the right way, you know, and so forth.
So what do you do to? I know we have pins in the office as giveaways. You know, we have now the keychains and whatnot. So we have giveaways at the mall, because the whole idea was to give us a reason to go talk to maybe some of the other stores, other employees at the mall, to kind of introduce ourselves. Anything you can offer anybody else, how you introduce yourself to those people? Any key tips what ideas to come up with to kind of approach someone? Because you do approach people, I know you do. So what kind of tips could you offer other brokers that are watching this right now?
Well, one of the things I do, as you guys can probably see, I've got a shirt on, a long sleeve shirt that says your insurance agent on it. And I walk around, you know, and people will say, well, what does that mean? You know, I mean, they don't touch it, but they say, look at it. I don't let them touch me, especially nowadays. But, and I said, well, we're the insurance store that's downstairs. And a lot of times I go upstairs and they say, well, I didn't realize there was an insurance store down there. And I says, well, that's, you know, we're down there and we can help you out with all kinds of insurance needs. And then that's all I say. And they usually say, well, what do you mean, all kinds? And I says, well, basically life insurance, health insurance, car insurance, house insurance, final expense insurance. And then I start naming a couple things that, especially the young ones, never heard of before. And they'll say, well, what's that? I'm glad you asked. That's coming, and so I build their curiosity. They say, well, what does that do for me? And sometimes I'll go out, especially the younger sales guys in a good furniture or men's store, something like that. I just ask them, what kind of retirement program do you have? You know, and that's where I get a lot of business. Is I ask people, well, do you have this? Do you have that? Well, no, I've never heard of that. How does that work? You know? And so,
Good. That's good. So the old saying in business and sales is activity equals results. So you always have to do activity to get results. So the mall, you work the mall. How many days a week typically do you work the mall shifts?
I have been working them 4 days a week, but now I've cut down to 3 days a week.
Okay, so you're doing that 3 days a week. And are there any other things you do, any other activities to keep yourself busy to prospect?
Yeah, actually, one of the things I've done is got what they call a CRM, which is a lead program. Okay, and it cost me $50 a month, but within the first month, I sold 2 Medicare Advantage plans up in Reno area, you know, using the CRM.
Good.
So, and they were new business, both of them. So, $50, you know, for $2,000, I'll do that all day long.
There you go.
And there's quite a few of them out there that you know, just pick one that you think you want to do and
Okay.
go at it that way. But that's one of the ways I prospect.
Okay.
And then I live in a senior community center, mobile home park, and I walk my dog, you know, and people will see me walking around with my shirt on. Again, I do it on purpose. You know, I'm a walking advertisement basically. And they ask me, what is your insurance agency? And I said, well, I tell them the story. And they say, well, I got Medicare. I said, well, good. That's one of the main things I do is enroll people in Medicare Advantage plans. And if you know of any, and I don't specifically say, would you like to find out? I say, if you know anybody that's interested, have them give me a call. And then I hand them a card.
There you go. So basically what you're saying is you're always prospecting.
Always prospecting.
You're always...
You're always prospecting.
Yeah.
If you're awake, you're prospecting. That's the biggest idea. It's back in the old days we called it a pipeline. You keep that pipeline full. You know, just keep people running. And one thing I've done this year especially is I call the people that I signed up and I said, did you get your card yet? And they'll say yes or no, whatever it is. And I says, well, when you do, let me know and I will get together with you and explain to you how to use it, when to use it, how to get the over-the-counter products, all that kind of stuff. So you don't just, you know, just enroll them and just let them go. You stay with them, you know.
Very good.
And
very good. Well, I thank you, Richard. You know, Richard, you guys know him, so you're always welcome to come up and talk to him and say hello. Maybe share that CRM program with them if they want to learn more about that. But we thank you for our friendship, our longevity, and your being a part of your success. That's important to all of us. And so anyway, we wish you all happy holidays, guys, and we look forward to who's next month. Anyway, Richard, thank you and congratulations again.
happy Thanksgiving, guys.